It's an honor to be sitting here standing with you.
Thank you, man.
And it's Oscar week. You yourself were nominated for an award. I believe it was 1982. 83. First of all, I mean, what are your thoughts on just where we are today as a community and being seen on screen? Last year was a big year for us. What are your thoughts today as far as where we've come?
Well, we've come an awful long way because now we know we can do this. We can qualify for Oscars. But the bigger picture is us being in control of that whole thing. We have some things to say independently. The English blacks have come and taught us some lessons, and we need to align ourselves with them. And the Africans, we got so many stories to tell. And I'm a part of the Hollywood Society, but the Society of Movies is bigger than Hollywood these days. So it can't be up to them whether we work or not anymore. It's just so many stories to tell, and we have to have that responsibility. And I think we'll rise to that proper global respect if we do it ourselves.
You talk about responsibility. As an actor, you've had a lot of responsibilities to portray yourself or to choose roles that are responsible as far as how you look on screen.
Yeah.
How has discipline played a part in you choosing roles and kind of representing African Americans on screen?
Well, discipline is extremely important, and the role and the statement of the movie is more important than the money sometimes. I think the money will follow, and we'll never be poor, but it's our responsibility to portray positives.
You know, today is the last day of Black History Month. Many people believe it should be celebrated all year round, as I do. But in particular, I want to ask you about the Pullman Porters, who were the Pullman Porters. What can you tell me about the Pullman Porters? And as far as you know, they were one of the first black labor unions.
Yep.
How have they helped to pave the way? And for you, what do they mean for you?
Well, they were successful, especially Mr. A. Philip Randolph, and he just went out there and did what he thought was right, and regardless of what the consequences were, and he won. Showed us by example that they could have the equal rights, and everybody followed that mentality. It's the mentality. This automatic assumption of superiority doesn't work these days, especially. Kind of painted ourselves into a corner. So now we don't have to really fight for our rights. We just have to be free and know what that really means in ourselves.
For you, how have you defined your freedom, and how have you kind of helped to just carve out that freedom of space for yourself?
Well, I have learned some lessons. My last lesson was from Nelson Mandela, who came out of 27 years of confinement with a smile on his face. And that was a lesson for me. So all my anger and resentment just disappeared, and I got on with it, you know.
You mentioned Nelson Mandela. I don't want to be too cliche and ask what he meant to you, but what was...
He
changed your life. And how did he change your life? And what's the most memorable moment for you when it comes to Mr. Mandela?
Well, the only most memorable moment was I was sitting here with him about a half hour. And I asked him, the world was frozen, speechless, waiting to see how you would come out of that prison after 27 years. People were wondering what was going to happen, and you came out with a smile on your face and messed everybody up. Why? And he told me, there's a much bigger picture.
Man, it really is amazing to...
So I had nothing to get angry about, so now there's a bigger picture, and that's how I act. Hi, this is Louis Gossett Jr., and you're watching Rolling Out Tonight.
The formula is simple. It's just, you create, you think, you ask God if this is the right thing for you to do, and then you move forward with it. Greenlight yourself.